before there were temples built of stone, before religions carried names, before humanity divided the sacred into what was holy and what was forbidden. There was a voice, a whisper, a knowing, a connection between humanity and the unseen. Today we call it many things. Intuition, the sixth sense, the inner voice, the soul speaking. But throughout history, humanity called these people oracles. Kings consulted them. Warriors sought their guidance. Entire civilizations believed some individuals could perceive patterns hidden from ordinary sight. But somewhere along the journey, the oracle became feared. The question is not simply, are oracles real? The deeper question is, why did humanity become afraid of them? Why were some visions called prophecy, while others were called forbidden? Why were some dreams considered messages from God, and others condemned as dangerous? Welcome to Secrets of the Philosopher's Stone, where we explore transformation, hidden wisdom, and the mysteries buried beneath history. Today we ask, why do so many religions fear the oracle? For thousands of years, the oracle was not seen as strange. The oracle was a bridge between the visible world and the invisible. In ancient Greece, one of the most respected spiritual voices was the Oracle of Delphi. People traveled from across the known world seeking wisdom. The oracle did not command armies. She did not wear a crown. Yet rulers listened, because wisdom was considered a form of power. Across cultures, humanity recognized something. Not all knowledge comes from the outside. Some knowledge rises from within. Long before science could measure the human mind, people understood something mysterious. Dreams carried messages, symbols had meaning, and the unseen world spoke through patterns. The oracle was not always someone predicting the future. The oracle was the interpreter, the one who could see meaning where others saw chaos. In ancient Egypt, wisdom was not separated from the spiritual world. Dreams, symbols, and divine messages were woven into the understanding of life. In many traditions, the question was never, is there another world? The question was, how do we understand the messages coming from it? Across Africa, spiritual systems honored communication with ancestors, not as something dark, but as a relationship between generations. In ancient traditions, the ancestors were not considered gone. They were remembered, their wisdom continued, their lessons survived. But eventually, humanity entered a new age. A battle began over a powerful question: who has permission to speak for the divine? Because throughout history, the greatest struggles were not always about whether the unseen existed. They were about authority. Who decides which voice is sacred? Who decides which vision is accepted? Who decides which messenger is believed? And this is where the story of the oracle changes forever. The same abilities once celebrated, dreams, visions, inner knowing, suddenly became questioned. But the mystery becomes even deeper, because the sacred texts themselves are filled with visions. The Bible contains dreams, prophets, angelic encounters, warnings, symbols, revelations. So perhaps the question was never, does the unseen speak? Perhaps the question became, who is allowed to listen? Because every age has had its seekers, those who walked beyond what was known. Some were remembered as saints, some as prophets, some as philosophers, and some were feared. The oracle became a mirror, and mirrors reveal things people may not be ready to see. Maybe humanity did not fear the oracle because she saw the future. Maybe humanity feared the Oracle because she revealed the truth. And throughout history, truth has always challenged power. To understand why religions feared the Oracle, we must enter the ancient debate between prophecy and forbidden knowledge. Here is where the story of the Oracle becomes complicated, because many religious traditions did not reject the idea that humans could receive messages beyond ordinary understanding. In fact, many were built upon those experiences. Dreams, visions, angelic encounters, messages from beyond the physical world. The question was not always whether communication with the unseen was possible. The deeper question became, who was the source, and who had the authority to interpret it? In the biblical story of Joseph, dreams were not dismissed as imagination. Dreams carried meaning. Joseph interpreted dreams that changed the destiny of nations. A prisoner became an advisor to Pharaoh because he could understand messages hidden inside symbols. The dream became the doorway. The interpretation became wisdom. The prophet Daniel was also known for interpreting dreams and visions, symbols, beasts, kingdoms rising and falling, messages about the future. These experiences were preserved as sacred. Yet similar abilities outside accepted boundaries were often viewed with suspicion, and that raises one of history's most fascinating questions. What separates a prophet from an oracle? Religious texts often created boundaries. In books such as Deuteronomy, certain forms of divination, sorcery, and communication with spirits were forbidden. The concern was deception. The fear was that humanity could seek power without wisdom. But history shows this created a complicated relationship with intuition itself, because the human desire to understand the unknown never disappeared. One of the most mysterious stories appears in the book of Samuel. King Saul seeks out a woman known as the Witch of Endor, a medium, someone forbidden by the very laws Saul himself enforced. The story reveals something powerful. Even kings who condemned the unseen still searched for answers when they were desperate. Perhaps the greatest fear was never the gift itself. Perhaps the fear was uncontrolled access. A prophet connected to an institution could strengthen authority, but an independent oracle represented something different. A person who listened directly, a person who could not easily be controlled. But what if the oracle was never only a person? What if the oracle represented a part of humanity itself? The ability to listen, to notice patterns, to feel when something is out of alignment, the quiet wisdom beneath the noise. Maybe one of humanity's greatest betrayals was being taught to fear a part of itself. The dreamer, the intuitive, the seeker, the one who asks questions. Because throughout history, transformation has always started the same way. Someone hears a call others cannot hear. Someone sees a possibility others cannot see. Someone trusts the whisper before the world understands the message. And this is why I created the SacredBetrayal Oracle. Because betrayal is not always a person leaving. Sometimes betrayal is the moment you forget your own power. The Oracle does not give you something new. It reminds you of what was buried. The gold was always there, waiting to be revealed. For thousands of years, humanity has searched temples, stars, and sacred writings, looking for answers. But every great mystery tradition eventually points the seeker back to the same place, within. Because the greatest transformation begins when we stop asking, "Who will tell me my truth?" and begin asking, "Am I ready to hear it?" Throughout history, the conflict was rarely about whether humans experienced the mysterious. The mysterious was everywhere. The question was, who controls the meaning? Because the person who controls interpretation often controls the story, and the story shapes civilization. But we must also understand another side. Religions did not only fear power, many feared deception, false teachers, manipulation, people using mystery to control others. And history shows those fears were not always without reason. Every gift requires wisdom. Every power requires responsibility. But there was another piece of the mystery, something ancient traditions understood, and modern psychology would rediscover. Before you can trust the voice within, you must understand what lives within. Because not every inner voice is wisdom. Sometimes it is fear. Sometimes it is pain. Sometimes it is an old wound asking to be healed. This is the beginning of shadow work. The psychologist CarlJung believed the parts of ourselves we reject do not disappear. They become the shadow, the hidden self. And until we understand our shadow, we may mistake our fears for intuition. We may confuse our wounds with wisdom. The oracle requires more than a vision. The oracle requires self-knowledge. Perhaps the greatest way to silence an oracle is not to destroy the temple. It is to convince the oracle, to stop listening, to doubt every feeling, to ignore every dream, to dismiss every sign, because once someone loses trust in their inner world, they search forever outside themselves. True intuition does not usually scream. Fear screams. Trauma repeats. The ego demands. But intuition often whispers. Quiet, steady, patient. It does not remove your responsibility to think. It invites you to listen deeper. The ancient temples may have been built from stone, but every tradition pointed toward another temple, the one within. A place where wisdom is not received through fear, but through alignment, through awareness, through transformation. This was the secret hidden inside alchemy. The goal was never only turning metals into gold. The deeper mystery was transforming the human being. Fear into wisdom, pain into compassion, confusion into understanding, lead into gold. So maybe the oracle was never lost. Maybe she was hidden, waiting beneath centuries of fear, waiting beneath judgment, waiting beneath doubt, waiting for humanity to remember. After thousands of years, after temples fell, after civilizations disappeared, after languages were forgotten, the oracle survived, not only in ruins, not only in ancient writings, but inside the human experience. Because the desire to understand ourselves, to search for meaning, to listen for wisdom, never disappeared. Today, even outside spirituality, we recognize that the human mind processes more than we consciously notice. Patterns, emotions, subtle signals, memories, experiences. Sometimes what we call a gut feeling is the mind recognizing something before we can explain it. Mystery and reason were never enemies. They were two ways humanity searched for truth. CarlJung introduced the idea of synchronicity, meaningful coincidences, moments where the inner world and outer world appear connected, a song at the perfect moment, a symbol appearing repeatedly, a meeting that changes your path, whether seen spiritually or psychologically. Humans are meaning-making beings. Symbols transform us. But reclaiming intuition does not mean believing everything. The wise oracle was never simply someone who received messages. The wise oracle questioned, reflected, studied, learned, because wisdom requires balance, an open heart, and a grounded mind. Maybe the oracle today is not someone sitting in a temple. Maybe it appears when you know a relationship has changed, when you feel called toward a new path, when your old identity no longer fits. when something inside whispers, "There is more. Transformation is calling." Maybe the greatest betrayal was never losing the Oracle. Maybe the greatest betrayal was forgetting that the Oracle was always within, the voice beneath fear, the wisdom beneath pain, the gold hidden beneath everything life used to break you open. Every generation has had its seekers, those willing to ask deeper questions, those willing to walk beyond fear, those willing to transform. Maybe awakening is not about becoming something new. Maybe awakening is remembering what was always there. So why do so many religions fear the Oracle? Maybe because the Oracle represents a question humanity has wrestled with forever. Where does wisdom come from? From above us? From within us? From something connecting both? The answer may depend on the path you walk, but perhaps every true path eventually asks the same thing. Do you know yourself? If this journey awakens something within you, please be sure to like and share this video, and subscribe to Secrets of the Philosopher's Stone, where we explore the mysteries of transformation, the symbols hidden in our stories, and the ancient wisdom that reminds us. And if you'd like to explore the SacredBetrayal Oracle deck and the Isis altar cloth featured in this video, the links can be found in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and remember, the gold was never created by the fire. The fire only revealed what was already there. The Oracle was never gone. She was waiting for you to remember.